Yeah, and let's see if let's hope. Okay, this worked. Okay, over here worked. Everything's started. Look at that. All right, we started early and it worked. It's like,
It's very early to say that, but yes, no, fair enough, fair enough. I
well,
hear you.
no, usually if it's gonna crap out, it's like right away. It goes and sparks are flying and not in a good way, not like prom night way, but it's
Well, true, 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 true. Yeah. Well, welcome to the Sweatbox, Steve. Welcome
yeah.
to the
I hear you
Sweatbox.
got a little bit of a heat wave going over there.
Oh man, it is crazy. Yeah, record breaking, record setting June temperatures. Which for you guys, you just be like, oh, that's just Tuesday. But
Yeah,
for us, it's really, really warm. And yeah, no, it's been crazy. And the hottest day is until Thursday, which we will get. Well, some parts of the UK will hit 39 degrees Celsius on Thursday, and that
that
in
sounds
June.
hot.
With that, I'm trying to think what that is in Fahrenheit. If I look it
Hot.
up, oh yeah, hot. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that works. Very, very warm. And again, remember our houses are built to keep heat in, not to let heat out.
Yeah.
And we are discovering the error of our ways. So I had a cold shower before we started. Didn't have time to dry my hair, as you can tell. But other than that, it's all good. It's all good. Goodness
There
me.
you go.
So apologies for the infinite ice drinks, which are going to be needed tonight.
I
Goodness
have
gracious me.
nice cold ice water here.
Snap.
My refreshing drink here in my little cozy.
Very nice too.
Meg gave me for Father's Day. How was your Father's Day?
Yeah, good. Yeah, I rang my dad, spoke to him briefly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, said hi. So all okay, but I was on call, so
Oh, really?
it was
Yeah.
what it was. Yeah, so I didn't get a chance to go and see him this time.
Oh.
But yeah, we had a quick chat on the phone, and other than that, police stations. So there
Yeah,
we
I
go.
talked to my dad about the house that we're building. And that was pretty much it.
It's all good. It's all good. It's all
There
good.
you go.
But yeah, so
yeah.
there we go. So hopefully this all breaks on Thursday, and I'm hoping to pop and see Supergirl on Thursday, which opens here.
Yeah.
So hoping to see it
excited for
early
that.
Thursday and a couple of hours in the air conditioning, and then come out into the furnace, which it will be by then. So yeah, fingers
Yeah.
crossed. Fingers crossed. I'm kind of lukewarm about it though. I'm not hugely looking forward to it, but I just feel a bit obligated to see it because I saw Superman and I enjoyed that, and I'm looking forward to Lanterns. So I'm feeling a bit
I like
obligated.
James
I'm
Gunn.
not-
I trust James
yeah.
Gunn. I like the idea that they're doing a Supergirl,
Yeah.
a Supergirl movie. I mean, they did the TV show, which, what did I see recently that had her in it that I didn't know?
What, Melissa Benoist.
Yeah.
Mhm.
She was in something. I'll have to think of it. But she was a little bit more. Oh, Homeland. You ever
Okay.
seen
Oh, is that still going?
I don't know if it's still going, but I just started it.
Oh, okay. Oh, right. Fair
All
enough.
right.
Mhm.
So in season 1 of Homeland, which was before Supergirl, years before Supergirl came out,
Damian Lewis was in the first one. Claire Danes, wasn't it?
Claire Danes, yeah, and she's really good. But it's such a good show. Have you ever seen any of it? Or
Season 1, I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
Less after that, we fell off pretty quickly.
yeah,
Because season 1's got a really intriguing premise and it's really well done.
yeah,
But by the time you get into season 2, it's like that's all been undone, and it's like okay. So I never got
Yeah.
beyond that. But 1 is
Yeah.
great.
well, she's in that. Melissa Benoist's in that, and she plays one of the hired girls for the Chic or whatever it was. Remember? So
Yeah.
she comes in, and it's like she does some scenes that are like not from Supergirl.
I think that might be what Steve Att's getting at.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, wait a minute, that's Supergirl. And like on Supergirl, she was like, super clean, super squeaky clean. And you're like, hey now, like what's going on here?
Yeah,
That was a little bit of a shock to me. And I was like, oh, but it came out before Supergirl. But Yeah.
Yeah, well, I just can't quite get excited about it. The trailers just kind of make it look like Guardians of the Galaxy, and I'm just thinking, well,
Yeah.
you know, we've seen 3 of those and they were really good, but you know, I'd like a 4th. But so
Yeah.
I'm just not sure. And Lobo is a character for me, and I mean, it's no surprise. I mean, literally as we're talking, I can see, you know, Jason Momoa on the IMDb thing here.
Yeah.
I know nothing about Lobo. I'm not versed enough in DC for that, so I
Yeah.
can't say I'm jonesing to see him on the big screen because I don't know anything about it. So but I do want to see it, and so as I said, a couple of hours in the air conditioning. Could do worse on Thursday. I nearly was going to see Masters of the Universe again, but that's
wow.
already down to one
Yeah.
showing a day, midnight. You know, it's like, oh, so yeah. But there we go. So fingers crossed,
Yeah.
it'll be good. We'll see. Okay, so I have got a question for you, Deej, and
Okay.
I don't think this is one I've ever asked you, and if I haven't,
Okay.
I'm almost kicking myself when this came to mind. Okay. Now, a little bit of context. So, there are 2 movies, hopefully, we're going to talk about this week, which have interesting artwork to them for reasons I'll explain when we get to them. Okay. One
Okay.
really dull, one really cool, and you know, and took me back to the 80s. And again, we'll talk about that when we get to it. So the question arose, and I asked a friend of mine this, who had some interesting answers. So, as an artist yourself, so you'll have an interesting perspective on this. If you could pick one movie poster, so artwork, got to be a poster. So one movie poster, i.e. your favorite, your most meaningful, the one that means the most to you, what one are you going for? And you can only have one. I mean, because I think I know what you're going to say. And funny enough, this friend of mine said the same thing. And if I had a little note, I would have written this down, right? I haven't, but I should have done.
Well,
I think I know what you're going to say.
Let's see if I have it here and if it'll pop.
Oh,
up
yeah.
me.
Well, on everyone in the chat, feel free to jump in. Yep, Holger's already said.
Yeah, please.
Raiders, good man. Yeah,
yep.
the Raiders poster's great. The classic one with.
There's that. I'm trying to
yeah.
see if I have the other one that I absolutely loved. And I have 2 posters that were in the original theater, in my theater that I had professionally framed and everything. And they were 2 iconic posters.
I could only have one. I need you to choose one.
Right.
That's what makes it so hard.
Yeah, exactly.
Captain AC3 says Betty Blue. I mean, okay.
Let me see if this pops up back there.
All right, man. Yeah, go for it.
Nope, it didn't. So,
yeah, Jordans are the. Yeah, I get that, Jordan.
So,
I mean, that's the one I think in most people's minds. Jordan saying the Jordan.
So,
because of course, yeah.
So mine would be The Crow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. That was not the one I would have chosen for you.
Well, Star Wars is what I would think most people would assume, right? So,
yes. Yeah.
Let me see if I have it here. I think I have The Crow here.
Ooh,
so,
Mike.
Where is The Crow? I'm pretty sure I had it saved.
Just whilst you're looking, Rach just says, hi, guys. Can't join. Mum's had a fall. Waiting on an ambulance. Rach.
Oh, wow.
I hope it all goes okay.
Yeah. Good luck with all of that. Sorry
Yeah. Take care, Rach. Okay. No worries. All the best. All right.
So what I liked about The Crow is, one, I loved the movie when it came out. Right.
We're talking, of course, the Brandon Lee one, not the not the Skarsgård one.
Yeah. Let me see. Let me see if I can pull it up here. Crow.
Yeah, I am. That's really out of left field, DJ.
Yep.
You caught me off guard with that one. Fair play.
Yeah. So, it just is. The poster itself. Now, like I said, I had this in my theater, and absolutely, like I said, I loved the movie, and Paul and I were just talking about it a couple of weeks ago.
Well, Paul is asking in the chat what he said. He was building late. What's the question, Paul? A single piece of poster artwork, favorite or most meaningful. You can only choose one.
Yep.
It's It's really
So-
hard. Really hard.
Yeah. And so it was, to me, it was today. Let me see if I can go. Now I'll bring it up here and I'll show you.
man.
I'll show you why.
Mm.
What really does it for me. Boom. Okay. So I just grabbed a quick image of it. The movie itself, right? The movie was written, the comic book was written, the comic is super graphic, everything like that. The entire aura around the comic book. Then they make the movie. Brandon gets killed in the making of the movie. The movie itself is about resurrection, coming back to right a wrong and all of that. That's the comic book. That's the movie. You cast Brandon Lee. You cast anybody else, and what that poster says doesn't work. Look at the poster. Brandon Lee, the white, do believe in angels.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. I've never
See?
thought of it that way. Yeah.
Yep, exactly. The font they use, the spacing they use, that's not an accident. Right? And it's like that to me, that right there, it's like the meaning behind the poster, the meaning behind the movie, the meaning behind the comic book. Brandon being killed making the movie. All of that summed up in do believe in angels.
Okay. Like it. Yeah. I've never looked at it that way. I've
As soon
never
as you said
never
it,
seen
as soon as you said that, I was like, I know everybody's thinking Star Wars, but yeah.
Well, that's what my friend came up with. He not just
Star
episode
Wars.
4, the original post, the one with Luke,
Yeah.
shooting the thing up like that and layer, that
Yeah,
one. He
exactly.
was like, it's that one. And we were going backwards and forwards for ages on this. It was about an hour just talking about different ones and why you'd go with this and not that and all this. I mean, and yet, but that's a fantastic one, DJ. I wouldn't have picked that all day long. There you go. That's the one. Yeah, I mean, that is
I had that one. I have that one framed too in the theater. That's the original poster. That's Star Wars. That's not episode 4. That's anything like that.
And
Star
famously designed before they'd shot it or had finished shooting it or something. It was hence why Luke never looks like that in the thing itself. It's kind of it's a proper retro style poster, isn't it? A beautiful thing, really a work of absolute art, that is. And you never see that many X-Wings either.
No.
Which is the other thing. That's the one that he came up with. And I'm not sure. I love your rationale for it. This again is one I would love to get John's point on this as well. John Saccone, because I'd love to know what he would say. Probably that as well, I would imagine. But what would be the one you think then, slightly widening it and cheating, that would be the most, that's had the most cultural impact? I think there's only one answer to this one. The poster that you could show anyone or a variation of that poster, and someone's going to go, I know exactly what film that is. And someone in the chat's already mentioned it.
The Jaws, probably.
Jaws. It's got to be. It's got to be, isn't it? Has to be.
Worldwide.
Because,
people worldwide were afraid to go to the beach.
But how many posters have there been since of different things on the surface and something underneath coming up like that?
The line coming up. It's like I mean, you could say this was inspired with the line going straight up. It's like the composition of it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's like it's there's a lot like that. It's like the even the design. Let me see if I can pull that poster up too. It's like when you get into the composition of that, it's that's
well, what's interesting about Jaws is, of course, so it's a Peter Benchley book, and then Spielberg makes the movie. But if you've seen the original book cover just said Jaws and nothing else.
Right.
So when they then came back and then you changed the cover of the book to then have a variation on that poster. So it was literally kind of art imitating life and then life imitating art. Yeah, it was really, really interesting how they kind of then messed around with it. So while you're looking for that, let me some of the others. So Holger says Raiders. Jordan says Jaws again. As I said, I get that. Mike Piantadosi, man, says Alien. Good man. I'm assuming
That's
Mike,
a
you
good
mean
one.
the egg, the green of the egg sort of splitting, which is a very cool one. TSG, man after my own heart, saying Goonies. I know you won't go with that, Teach, but that's okay.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, that is a great. The one of them all kind of holding on to one another as they fall downwards is a really, really good poster. There it is. That's the one. Oh, such a good image.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a striking image, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Again, artistically, it's a simple. I think it's a very, very simple poster, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's truly striking.
And everything it's leading you to, like artistically, the composition of it. The shark is the triangle. It's pointing up. The woman, it's pointing at the title. It's doing all that. It's like it just everything about it is just the whole thing, and it's pretty cool.
And actually, look at it there. It looks also the shark looks like a tooth.
Yep,
it's actually like the shape of a tooth as well, isn't it? That triangle.
Yeah,
that's classic.
It's the symbol, like the simplicity of it, and it's like. Yeah.
So also, see, I can't have the Jaws poster on my wall because just the poster gave me a shark phobia when I was 6.
Yeah.
Man. I saw it way too young. I sat on Bondi Beach and burnt whilst my parents, brother and sister all swam in the ocean.
Well, growing up here, it was filmed here.
I didn't want to move. Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Martha's Vineyard, and you can drive over the bridge the shark went under. You can visit the place, see the beaches. Like, yay!
Come and join it. John says this. I love the 76 King Kong poster. 76 one. I'm not sure about. I can't remember that one. Yeah, that one I don't know. Steve At's got the Matrix one.
Matrix is a good poster.
Yeah, it is good with the obviously with the lines in the background. The Thing. Yeah, that's a great poster. Nelson. Yeah, the Thing with the light coming out of the face. That's a great one. Yeah, well, and I also like that one. Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park's a good poster.
Yeah,
Jurassic Park's a good poster.
Yeah. What have we got there? Well, we know one's obviously awesome.
Yeah. That one. If you can only have one, it's that one behind us.
Yeah, the proper one, not the rubbishy one with Bruce Willis on. Yeah, that's great. Although my friend did mention one.
Terminator's a good one.
Terminator's good. He mentioned one which actually as well defined, because bear in mind, Jaws was in the 70s. There is a poster from the mid-80s that also had a cultural impact and has also defined a lot of posters moving forward. And I wonder if anyone in the chat remembers or whether you might get this. There is one particular poster, also quite simple, that my friend came up with that I had forgotten about and was the right answer for another symbol that was then co-opted moving forward, and you always knew where that came from. Can you remember any idea what that was? Not Blair Witch Captain, although that's a good one. Not Usual Suspects, TSG. There is one. When I say it, you guys are all going to kick yourselves.
Say that
unless
again.
Someone can guess it. So there is a design, quite a simplistic design of a movie. We'll narrow it down. It was 84 that had a simplistic design, and from that day forward defined the 80s posters, but also was one that you could emulate and everyone would know exactly what that was from. Can anyone remember what that one was? And honestly, say my friend mentioned it out of the blue, and I was like, "Oh my god, you're right. That for the 80s is probably the right answer." Yeah, Mike, good man.
Ghostbusters, yeah.
I mean that the circle and the line through it, the thing behind, loads of films emulated that.
Oh yeah,
you would always know exactly
just
what
the
it's
circle with the ghost with the t-shirts. Everybody had that. It's like that's. Logo 101 designing, the simplicity, the recognition, everything.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. That just completely changed the game. Nelson's talking about Batman. Someone else mentioned that as well. Yeah. 27 years old today, by the way. Or 37. 27.
It's got to be. No, 37.
37, 37 years old today.
99, 37 years old today, yeah.
89, so 89, wasn't it? Yeah.
I had this one in my bedroom as a kid. As a teenager.
It's a great one.
Yeah. That's coming out too.
It is. Yeah, very 4K. Soon.
Yeah. Remo Williams, The Adventure Begins.
Although the UK had different artwork. We had different artwork here. It didn't hit theaters here. It came out on video only because we had it. I remember seeing it. And it had different artwork to that. Can't remember. And it was called over here, Remo, Unarmed and Dangerous, is what it was
hang
called
on.
here. Yeah. So you might be able to see that there. It was a different kind of cover to it. Awesome.
Let's see. I have.
Paul Hurt's talking about Lock, Stock as well. Awesome.
Yep.
It is good. Oh, yes. I hold just saying, yeah, the 4K is good. Yeah, it is already out over there on 4K disc. Yeah, I keep meaning
Over
to
here?
report it. Next time Todd is over, that's one of the ones I'm going to get him to bring.
Oh. Let me see.
Oh, Nelson, that's a good shout. First Blood.
First
Yeah,
Blood's
yeah,
a
okay,
great
yeah.
poster. I had
Yeah,
that
it is,
poster
it
as
is.
well.
Yeah, it is a good one. I like that. Yeah, nice drawing. Oh, yeah, that looks more like it. Yeah, it was a variation of that.
That's Unarmed and
Dangerous.
Dangerous. I
There it
found
is.
that
Yeah.
one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's more like it. It was a variation of that. In fact, that's a video sleeve. Look, because bottom left, look, Orion. That's a video cassette sleeve cover.
Yeah.
Mm.
But yeah, that
Okay.
I loved that poster.
Yeah, it's evocative, isn't it? It's
Oh,
such a
yeah.
good film.
Yeah.
Although I don't think the Statue of Liberty is quite that tall. Look at the buildings.
That's true. Yeah, exactly. That's funny.
Mike's another good one. Halloween.
Halloween,
Mike,
that's a great one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. Again, very evocative. Oh, and then TSG Blade Runner. Yeah, Blade Runner was, but yeah, quite good. Yeah, quite good, but not iconic, I wouldn't say.
Yeah, it's
But
yeah, you'd have trouble. Like Halloween probably is pretty iconic. Yeah, it's as far as like, yeah, Jaws is probably the most, or Star Wars, something like that. I mean, people know the Star Wars one, but but yeah.
And then Paul says Close Encounters. It tells you nothing about the movie except that you need to see it. Funny how Spielberg's movies, we're talking about those posters, again and again. Oh yeah, and E.T. Jordan says E.T. as well. Yeah, also
poster.
Yeah. Great. Well, look at that. Well, there we go.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, there we go. John, I'm gonna have to text John and ask him. I need to know what he would say as well. So yeah, very interesting. Well, there we go. All right, cool.
But I surprised
I didn't think I'd ask you that.
I surprised you with that one.
That I wouldn't have even thought about that one. I would have had Star Wars Episode 4 all day long. That's what I would have gone with. So I would have been wrong. But you've given me a new appreciation for that artwork. I genuinely never saw it that way. I never realized that. That's very cool.
Yeah,
very,
it's like,
cool.
once you see it, it's hard to unsee it.
It
you know the whole thing. It's like with him. Him coming through the light. Into the light. I mean, there's so much in this that
Do we think that? I mean, right now you've got me seeing things now, Deej. Right?
Yeah.
Do we think that oblong, that color, that oblong is a tombstone?
Could be. Yeah, you could look at it that way.
I mean, it's a long one,
Yeah.
but just as you kind of, just suddenly thinking now, which would be in the movie as well as real life, of course, because he comes back from beyond the grave, doesn't he?
Right.
But so now, I'm seeing things that may not be there now, Deej.
Yeah. Yeah. But he's coming from the light too, right? You go into the light, come back for, he's coming out of the light into, coming back to us. It's like, and what I like about it is like, to me, it's like that poster, it looks so simple, right?
Yeah.
You have the crow, the logo, the little logo, the crow, and the art at the bottom. Then you have him come through and you're like, oh yeah, believe in angels. Okay. And it's just so simple, but on the second glance and you look at it, you're like, it's that simple is so much deeper.
Yeah, someone spent time on that.
Yeah,
they really
yeah,
have.
exactly.
Graphic designers thought about that.
Yeah.
Which I think someone mentioned earlier as well in the chat. I think it might have been TSG saying how little thought goes into posters these days, compared to perhaps in the past.
Great question.
Yeah. Well, one does one's best. One does one's best. But it just occurred to me after something we'll talk about a bit later. And there's a reason, because this particular artwork I hadn't seen since the 80s.
Yeah.
And it took me right back to when this movie came out. And then that got my mind whirling.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a great question, though. It's like, and it is part of the experience, because a good poster will get you to go, just the poster alone, especially when we were kids.
I mean, the classic
and
one.
And you wanted to have it. Right. It's like back then, it's like you didn't go online and order them. You had to go to the movie theater and be like, can I get one? Or how do you get one? Or video stores would open and you'd be like, can I get a poster? It's like, they weren't as easy to come by back then.
Well, for me, of course, it was then on home video in the 80s, you get the video nasties and these kind of Halloween, Friday the 13th knockoffs, and they would
Yeah.
the poster was everything. But the one that always drew me in was Scanners. I mean, Scanners were the guys kind of like that, and all his veins are sticking out, and his eyes are white, and he's sort of doing all that. And funny enough, I bought it the other day, and that was a poster that I was just like, "What? I've got to see that film."
Yeah.
And it's not really in the movie either, but still. Oh well, but there we go. So very cool. Yeah, no, that's
very good.
The other one, of course, we haven't mentioned, which I should, was Seven. Seven had a very cool poster as well with the numbers down the side, and you had the two. That was a cool one as well. Very evocative. Yeah, we like that. Okay, well, there we go.
All righty. Excellent.
Right, so,
anything else before we get into the show? Because we got a lot to talk about.
Do this. We have. Almost don't know where to start.
Somehow we will find a way. We'll power through, Steve.
Life finds a way.
We'll find a way. Yeah, there we go. Let's do it.
We are Brightside Theater.
Hey, home theater nerds. Welcome to the Brightside Home Theater Podcast, a multi-award-winning giving and receiving home theater podcast that's all about the experiences, the sights,
the sounds,
the scenes.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, we're back. We are back, baby.
Oh, yeah. We took a week off to sun ourselves on the beach, earning 20%, and now we're back. We're back.
20% of nothing is nothing.
I seem to remember that part from maths. Yeah, I just about got that.
Yeah.
And anyone that is tuning into the audio only, we should tell them, of course, you've missed an interesting little discussion about movie artwork and posters.
Yeah.
So if you go to the YouTube channel, worth listening into that. Wow. Well, we forget that
PR meeting we had during the week off was really paying off.
Well, it's pina coladas and PR. That's what it was.
That's great. Yep. Yep.
But so we're back. We're refreshed and suitably armed with an awful lot of movie experiences.
Yeah.
So which we will get to.
I'm trying to. Before we get to it, we like a little bit. What do we got for a show title this week? We didn't even discuss that.
Ooh, man, take your pick. Roll the dice. Yeah. There's a few
in it. There's quite a few in here.
There are.
There's few for different reasons too, because I'm really excited for one that I can't wait to get your opinion on, because I'm not. It could be a fun discussion, but yeah, we'll get to that.
We have a Spielberg, but we have a Pixar. We have a number of them. Yeah, in fact, we have two Pixars. In actual fact.
Did you see both?
No, not the most recent one.
Oh, okay.
No. But we got absolutely loads. We've got a Schwarzenegger, but I want to save that one till next week each, because it comes out here on Monday.
Oh, okay. So we will save that until next week then. Okay. All right.
But yeah, so we can take our pick between.
I'm excited for you to see that then. Yes. So then maybe we'll do the I'll show it to you behind the screen here.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Please
hold.
Please hold. Well.
It's important to us.
You want to lead with that?
Yeah. Shall we? Yeah. Shall we? Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. When we get to it.
Yeah. Yeah. But, yeah. Sounds good.
So, what do you got? Because I'm very excited about this. Probably for a different reason than most people would think. But I have my exciting stuff that I would like to talk about. But
yeah. Well, do we want to just say a thank you to a certain patron? Do we want to give them their props? Because it's someone we haven't. Because we don't know this person, do we? We don't think they've dropped in unless it's someone else on behalf of someone else. So
it was just last week. Carol Lehman. Is that how you say it? Laymon? Carol Lehman just became a $5 member last week. So a new patron dropped in during our off week, of all things.
Are they paying us not to come back? Is that what this is, Deej?
Okay. All right. I mean, all right. Yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate it, Carol. I'm sorry we're back.
Please don't cancel.
Yeah, exactly. That was it.
Let's assume they paid us to come back.
There
That's
you go.
what it really
There you go. I'll take another if we get. No, I don't want. I have too much fun. We don't do it for the money. So, but
absolutely.
yeah, thank you very much. Because yeah, we don't. It's funny because we don't push it a lot here. I mean, it's very much appreciated, very much needed too. But yeah, we really do appreciate it. And you know, Carol with a new $5 member, really appreciate that. And like I said, during the 25-hour show, it's what's getting it helped pay for it. Well, it helps pay for the monthly stuff here. It's helped pay and get Paul to, you know, he was the one that won the trip to Cedia. It's paying for that. So, so yeah, so really appreciate that. So anybody else want to follow suit and what, you know, Carol did here would be great. You don't have to do 5. You could do 1 or you could do 100. Whatever it is.
Or if Elon's looking at $1 trillion, would be nice.
I know. That's insane. It's just insane.
You just can't work it out.
You can't fathom it. Yeah, you can't fathom it. It's like he can't either, right? It's like it's not like you can. When you get to that level, it's not like you're like, all right, I'm there. It's like you don't even mean to. Once you get to that point, it's like you don't mean to. It's just your assets keep accruing, and it's all on paper too. Could be gone tomorrow. You know,
it could.
But yeah.
Right, well, so shall I say quickly hi to everyone in the chat?
When Elon donates, oh boy. Okay. But
we'll be all right. We won't mind that.
Elon as much as Carol and Carol as much as Elon and all our patrons. So really
done and done. Very
done
good.
And done.
Diplomatic. I like it. Right. Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's say hi to everyone then. So
there we go.
So TSG's in. Hey, TSG. Steve Atts in the chat. Someone called Steve George. Never heard of him. Dom is in as well. Bonsoir, Dom. Mike Piantadosi's in. Hey, Mike. He's dropped in a bit as well. Jordan's in. Holge is in. Say guten Abend, everyone. We've got, I did say AC3, didn't I? Yep. So Rach, obviously, we know dropped in again. Hopefully everything's okay, Rach. And I saw a number of others as well. So Paul Hertz in as well. Hey, Paul. So John Wensel's in. Hey, John. Nelson's in, as we know as well.
Yep.
And Nelson. And then I think I saw Wild Booker dropped in as well. I think he's in as well. So hello, how to you? Yeah, and a few others. Just trying to see if I've missed anyone at the moment. Looks like that's all that are joining in the chat. But as we say, you know, if you're tuning in and looking at the numbers, there are definitely more people in than that. So if you want to say hi, if you haven't before, or if you just want to say hi, then by all means do so. Always good to say hello.
Absolutely.
All right. So, Deej, come on then. Let's talk something cool that I don't know anything about.
Yeah, you don't know anything about, but so you and I started talking about it, and it was like great discussion to have, and why I'm excited about it. I put it in the description. Future home theater is here, or we're seeing it. In my opinion, I think we're seeing what the future is going to be, and not for the reasons that once I start want to tell you what it is. I think a lot of people are going to be like, oh, here we go. No. It has nothing to do with that in particular. Okay, so last week, Kaleidoscape released the Kaleidoscape Strato K, which is the first 8K capable player from Kaleidoscape, or really, I mean, do they have an 8K Blu-ray player or something like that? But anyways, it's an 8K player. But the point of it is, we talked about it with the movie posters and stuff. I think it's part of it is it's marketing genius, I think, because they made it an 8K player. I don't even know if they did this on purpose, but they made it an 8K player, but that's not what's great about it. What's great about it is they now have 4K cinematic, which they're upping the bandwidth, they're upping the bit rates, so you're getting more movie. The downloads are 50% larger. If you go to Audio Advice, They do a great YouTube video of it, a breakdown of what it is. And they lead with the headline of 8K. Okay. And that's what everybody's going to see. And what's that going to do? Most people are going to go, what do we need 8K for? Right. But it creates a discussion, because if somebody says that, you go, you don't need 8K. Oh, I know. But look what it does. And it creates that discussion. And I think this is the point. We're going to look back on this in home theater history as the deviation point away from 4K, 8K resolution talk. And you're going to talk about more and more bit rates, which people have talked about in the past, but not with the popularity of about what's to come. Because with this 4K cinematic capability, you're getting movies. It's like I pulled up a few examples I saved that. Let me see if I can see them. I don't have them there, but so let's not do that one. That's the one we're going to do. So a movie that we did that I talked about before, a typical movie. This is Infinity War. Okay, it's almost a 3-hour movie, and we talk about, and on disc, Disney always released a 66 gig disc, okay? But on Kaleidoscape, their 4K version was 87 gigabytes. The new 4K cinematic version is 129 gigabytes. So even a 100 gigabyte disc couldn't hold this information, okay? And this is what I'm talking about. This is where you're going to start to see the difference. This is where you're going to start to hear and talk about in the future. Like, this is where discs are probably going to go away. Streaming there. How do you separate yourself as streaming gets better? We talked about this a while ago. Like, streaming is going to catch up, and we'd be like, and when streaming starts to catch up, what do? You come out with something to separate yourself even further, and this is it. They're going to have to. Now, streaming could do this. It's just going to be more of a buffer or a download system, a download and delete type system. But this is going to be the talk. And this is the thing. This is in the future. This is what's going to be important. It's going to be the bit rates. And like I said, go. I watched the audio advice because I don't get it. I don't remember the details and stuff. This is the stuff John Thompson's been talking about for a long time. John and I have been talking about the panel we had, and we discussed this, talking about how it's the bit rates, it's the content, it's the 444 over the 420. All of that stuff is all now capable on this Strato K. Now, I'm trying to get one, but I think that's great. But as far as home theater goes, I think this is a breaking off point where we start to see and look for more depth in our picture. And that's what we're going to be talking about. And it's not going to be about resolution as much going forward.
Tell me this. Do we think, and I mean, DJ, I'm not a technophile in relation to this kind of thing. I've got a handle on it just about, but I'm no expert by any means. I know what I like and I like what I know, but that's about it. So tell me this, though. Is this like 4K? We talk about screen size. Is this something that will be readily apparent on a 75, 85 inch screen as it would be on a 150 inch screen? Or is this going to be noticeable on everything? Do we think?
I do think, okay. I think in a side-by-side comparison, in my opinion, I think you would be able to see a difference 75, 85 inches and up. Of course, the bigger you go, the more... I'm not even sure about that, okay? Because what we're talking about here is we're talking about how much information is being translated and how much information your display has to work with. The more information it has, the better off it is. The deeper the saturation of color is going to be, okay? And like I said, I don't know the guys at Audio Advice at all. Never met. Maybe I do. I don't know. Maybe I met them, and somebody will be like Todd will be like, "Hear this," and go, "DJ, you met them." Okay, sorry. But anyways, I was watching the video, and they do a really good job of breaking it down. It's like if you're watching streaming, and you'll see a scene, and there'll be some banding in the sky. That's because of bit rate. You can get even smoother with better bit rate. So now you go to disc, and it's going to eliminate that or reduce that. The more information you get, the smoother things are going to grade out. The smoother transitions you're going to have from in the shadows. The more information, it's just more information. So again, this is going to be something that I think you're going to have to literally see side by side, because when you go from one to another, like it's not going to be that big of a jump. But again, like we've always said before, it's like if you go a 1% increase and then you get used to that and then go back 1%, you're going to be like, this ain't right. It feels a little desaturated, something like that. There could be some details in there that it's just, or the smoothness, the sharpness of it. All of that is going to play out at a 75, 85 inch. Why I hesitated at, even if it gets bigger, is because the larger the screen, is because we're talking about saturation here. We're talking about vibrancy in part of it. Okay, how rich the colors are, not just the detail, right? Now, the detail is important the larger the screen is, because as I said before, if you've got like a video processor like a MadVR or Lumagen in line on a projector at 150 inches, yes, your black levels aren't going to be as great as an OLED, but your details are going to be bigger. So now you want that information so those details are crystal clear, okay? But where you might lose it is in the vibrancy over an OLED. OLED might be better because like it's not as bright. It's not capable of as bright of an image to give you that saturation feel that you're going to get on the 75, 85 inch level, right? So I think there's going to be pros and cons in both directions. In like the larger screens are definitely going to benefit, but I think the 75, 85 world is going to benefit as well. Because that's where the information, it's all about the information that you're going to be translating. I wanted to have, I reached out, I did reach out to Kaleidoscape. I want to get Andre on and get some, but I also want to talk about it, get feedback from people, get questions from people, and talk off the cuff. Like I talked with Johnny Speakers and Mikey Schramm, the day it came out, and we were, going back and forth, and it was all about, I was talking about like bit rate and stuff like that. And it's not about the 8K. And then, of course, the videos come out and Audio Advice and stuff and like I said, I can't recommend that enough because it really is. It's like the advertisement is the 8K, but much like we talked about in our panel a few months ago, that's not the important part, but it is what's going to grab people, right? People are going to hear that and be like 8K, but then immediately, like I talked about with Mikey and Johnny, we're like, there's no 8K content. So who gives a crap? Right?
Yeah.
But it's not about that. And immediately the day this came out, they released every movie on Kaleidoscape. Not every. A lot of their movies, you get a 4K cinematic version. Free. It's just part of the download now. But you have to have a Strato K to download it. Otherwise, it won't work. Right?
Yeah.
But like I was explaining to them, what makes this possible is Kaleidoscape has the mezzanine file. They have the files that John Thompson talks about, okay? That are like, like the arguments that him and I have had, like, you don't understand how good it can be. We're getting there. We're going to get it. And I want to have John on soon again and talk about stuff like this. But this is, and I don't think this is going to be unique just to Kaleidoscape. It is today. They're a front runner in this. But if the talk takes off and people are like, what do you think the distributors are going to do? The studios are going to do? They're going to find a way to get this to us in physical. Maybe the talk that we had years and years ago, I think it was R and I talking, like, why do we do in a disc? Why don't they put it into a thumb drive where you can put 200 gigs and you can have a 200 gig movie, something like that. But the more information you get, the better off, the better your display is. So
Mm.
there's just so much to it. And like I
Yeah.
said, Kaleidoscape has that mezzanine file. So if they want to upgrade anything, they just go back to that file and re-render it at a higher bit rate to get the cleaner image that's closer to what John Thompson talks about when they're in studio, when they're there in production and they're like, they have the full bandwidth right there.
Mhm.
Right. So
Yeah, it is interesting. I mean, again, I'm always wary of being kind of the naysayer on this. I don't know. Because I mean, we know we're the niche of the niche of the niche of the niche of the niche. We're the 1% of the 1%. And just because we give a crap about this stuff, but I wonder then whether this is then how many people are going to go. I mean, we don't know what the Kaleidoscape K is in terms of cost or price, but I wonder whether that's then, because again, it was mentioned in the chat about the cost of then these movies once this begins to take off, as it were, because I doubt this is going to be free forever.
Right.
Or if it is free, then the cost then is up front, isn't it? So it's going to be well, then you can pay the premium for the K in the first place. So part of me wonders whether this upgrade will be worth it for the masses of the 1%. But do you know what I mean? I don't know. Again, so this is why I say I'll be really curious to see it. I'd like to see it side by side and say, can I see a difference that would bring me into this world? I'm not sure if I will, but I'm certainly curious to see. And it'll be interesting to see what happens when CES rolls around again, or CEDIA even, when that rolls around again, to see then whether they are really pushing this or whether this is going to be the niche of the niche of the niche of the niche. Yeah. But yeah.
Well, like anything.
5,000. Oh, okay. Sorry, in the chat they're just saying $5,000. That's just for the head unit, then presumably.
That's just like when the V came out, it was 5,000. They've now taken the V and reduced it to 4,000.
Okay.
So this comes out at $499. The V now drops to $399, and then the rest are follow suit. They're all like under. So this has the like Nelson saying in the chat, he's like, as long as you have an adequate display, you should see a difference. And then Paul Hurt saying 4K cinematic will use the same color space as a UHD blue, so color should appear the same. What you gain is color resolution and slightly clearer motion. It's a bit like cleaning your glasses, which it's a good way. It's a great way to put it, because it's like if you like the first time I wore glasses, you're like, you don't know what you're missing, but then you do this, and now all of a sudden you go back and you're like, wait a minute, you watch enough content that way, and that, like I said, that 1% backwards. And yes, I love this. Absolutely. Experiences, please. Michael in the chat is like, yes, we will get to the experiences.
Patience, Mike.
Patience. But at the same time, this is part of in my opinion, this is part of the experience. This is what's going forward. Yes, this is the niche of the niche of the niche now. But what I'm saying is in the future, like this, I don't think that this is going to die. You know what I mean? It's not like people are going to be like, I don't need bitrate, and you're just going to go down from here, because they've been talking bitrate forever. Remember Superbit? We had Superbit. We had all the. It goes all the way back to standard definition. But even before HD, right? We had a higher bitrate that would look better. Here we go again. But why I think it's important today. And Kaleidoscape is leading the way. But why it's important today is because we have nowhere else to go. There's nowhere else to go. It's like the resolution, we're at the limit. Like we were saying the other day when I was talking to Mikey and Johnny, it was like, even 8K isn't that important. Like I think Jim Doolittle's and I were talking about it when he was on the show. It's like, even if you had a 200-inch screen, how close are you going to sit to a 200-inch screen? Right? Because you want 8K if you're going to sit 10 feet from a 200-inch screen, but a 200-inch screen 10 feet away, you're too close to watch anything, right? So it's like, even the resolution is like, there's a reason why 4K works so perfectly. It's like, because you have a viewing distance to get your viewing angle correct, right? And it's like, all right, well, if you're using the viewing distance, the resolution is the sweet spot is the 4K, You know, like if you go to a stadium and you don't sit right under the jumbotron with the big bulbs like this big. The further away where you could take it in, you're like it all blends in and it looks like a regular 4K screen because you have to be that far away. So
Yeah.
I think that's the thing that today this seems to me to be like the turning point of okay, resolution is going to go by the wayside and it's all going to be about, bit rate and information.
Yeah, which makes sense. I mean, and
Yeah.
I'm curious to see it. It may be that the scales fall from my eyes, and I've got to rush out and get a Kaleidoscape. But I don't know. I'm curious, and I'm sort of agnostic about it at the moment. I'm not a case of let me at it by any means.
Yeah.
It's more a case of okay, well, let's see how we go.
Yeah.
Because again, I struggle to see how it can look much better because some of the stuff we're looking at, and we are lucky to see, is bananas, and how it could look better than that just
right. And that's
just kind of confuses.
Yeah. Exactly. And that's what they're trying to do. That's all the manufacturers are trying to do. Everybody, because how do you keep the consumer buying if it all looks the same, right? And they're all trying to come out with something. And this is a legit thing. This is a legit thing because when you saw display, when you've seen things in the past that you were like, okay, there's an 8K, here's an 8K example, and they would have it downloaded. They would have a file, they'd play in 8K, but it was a higher bit rate. It wasn't necessarily about the 8K. And like we were saying, I've seen demos where it's 1080p and it'll blow away a 4K HDR. Because the 1080p file was so large, it had so much information. It's not about the resolution. So I think that's where we're going now, and it's going to get more and more prevalent, throughout the industry. Paul's asking in the chat. He says, "Does this mean that 4K cinema movies won't cost more than the standard 4K?" On Kaleidoscape, no. When you buy a movie, you get everything. Okay, you get, like, if you're buying it in 4K, you get the cinema with Dolby Vision, you get cinematic SDR, you get 4K Dolby Vision, you get 4K SDR, and you get the HD. You get them all. And then you can choose which one works for you.
Yeah.
And it's
although I suppose, sorry, dude, go on. Sorry, I was just going to say, although sometimes, because I actually had a cheeky look on the UK Kaleidoscape store a couple of weeks ago. First time I've ever done it, just occurred to me out of the blue. I thought, I'm going to have a look. And a lot of the newer releases, as they are over there, are more expensive than buying it on disc. So, like Project Hail Mary was £40, that kind of thing. So there is a premium in that regard in terms of the original thing. But so depending on what you mean, Paul, by standard 4K, if you mean standard disc price 4K, then there can be more. But in terms of Kaleidoscape, it's not. There's no extra.
Yeah, Kaleidoscape, you get everything.
For the extra bit. Yeah,
you get everything. And then before, like, let me see if I can pull this even pull this up. I'll drop this in and just to give you. Actually, let me put it. Boom. Nope, it won't look. 44 image file. There we go. Boom. So there is what it looks like. I don't know if you can see it on there.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can blow it up on the thing, but you can see all the breakdowns. And it's like, what's funny is the 4K cinematic is 129 gigabytes. The 4K cinematic SDR is 130. It's actually a gigabyte more. The 4K Dolby Vision is 92, 4K HDR is 87, 4K SDR is 83, and then the HD is 69. And that right there is just for Infinity War, right? But you get all of those when you buy the 4K version. I think you can save money by buying just the HD. I forget. I haven't done that, but I think you can just save a little money and get the HD version. But then you wouldn't get anything in 4K, but you're choosing to do that. But if you get a 4K, you get all of it. Like I already owned it and I have it. I already have these. I just have to download it, but I don't have a player to play it. So it even tells me if I try to download it, it's like, you don't have a player capable of this yet. You know,
I genuinely will be curious to see, if you splashed out $5,000 on the K, chucked it into the system, the screen, on a movie that whether, at a normal, viewing distance that you're used to, whether you would see an appreciable difference. I'm really curious to see. I doubt that it will be a dramatic improvement, but I'm curious to see. And if it's, looks very, very different, then happy days. Everyone's a winner.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see.
You know what fan I am of Kaleidoscape. I tend to agree with you. Right. This is going to be something that most people probably wouldn't see a difference. And you need to care to see a difference. Right. And I don't mean that in the way like I don't mean that in a way like, and I agree with Tom Andrew a lot when he says like, there's when you spend $5,000 on something like this, you're going to make yourself see a difference. Right. And there is that part of it. But I've done demonstrations when people that didn't spend any money and they're like, well, and again, it's like the cleaning your glasses thing, just going from the disc to the Kaleidoscape. Okay. That was for a couple of years I've been doing that demo, and people will be like, yeah, I can't put my finger on it, but yeah, that one looks cleaner. Right. So there is that difference. That's just going from disc to Kaleidoscape. Well, now you have a cinematic version with it has 50% more information than its own counterpart on Kaleidoscape in 4K Dolby Vision. Never mind how much more information, like I said, Infinity War is only a 66 gigabyte disc. So the disc itself was lesser than the Kaleidoscape version. Yeah. Right. So I saw those differences. I felt those differences. And it was Nelson, who's in the chat right now, that was like, DJ, remember, like when I first got it, I was like, why is this? It does feel cleaner. And he's like, and I had forgotten about the bit rate. I had forgotten about the file size. And I was like, oh yeah. And it was that big of a difference. And that is why like a Sony disc will look so good. Sony will use 100 gigabyte disc so they can have a higher bitrate file. Right.
Yeah.
And it was like, but Disney is doing 66. And we discussed this in the past. Like they do that. I think they do that because most people don't care about bit rates. They just want the disc to play. And the higher, the 100 gig is a 3-layer disc that had more opportunity to fail. The disc itself would fail in a lot of players, so unless you had a really good player, it would, it would freeze up, and you'd hear those stories all the time. So I felt like Disney made an executive decision of like, we don't want our discs to fail for anybody. And we feel the 66 gigabyte, even on Infinity War, is a great home theater experience. And it is. But the consistency in their product is more important than blowing away the 1%ers. And that's a it's a marketing decision. And you can't argue with it, right?
No.
But now as home theater fans, this is what to me, this is what we're going to be looking at in the future of like, okay, I want that thing. And do the screens, do your displays now go, wow, we're going to be able to be capable of even pulling out even more information,
Yeah. Well, yeah, so, I mean, we will very much see.
Yeah. Yes, we will. Yes, we
but
will.
For now, we've got some pretty cool stuff anyway. So
yes, we do.
Yay us.
Yes, we do. Yeah. So, all right. You ready to get to this first one?
Go on then. And this is the first one where we can talk a little bit about the artwork as well on the poster.
Yep. Yes, we can. The artwork, the advertising, everything about it. Spielberg, master of advertising.
Yes, indeed. Yes. So this is then Disclosure Day, the new Spielberg that dropped last week before. Already feels like quite a long time ago that I saw it. So went along to the theater to see this. I saw it in an epic screen. So this was at my local View Cinemas. Didn't see it in IMAX. Wasn't showing in an IMAX theater that I could get to, so I had to just see it normal. What about you, D? Did you see it IMAX or did you see it?
No, No, I saw this in my in X Plus.
Okay, all right. And yeah, so the artwork, first thing I would say. Now, people know this is about aliens, I'm assuming, because it is
I
in the
hope.
trailers. It's not a surprise, yeah. Now,
Yeah.
I think both the normal poster is just Emily Blunt's face, and then we get that one, which is one that I found. And obviously, there is a shape in that poster that Carl
Mhm.
Ellsworth tweeted out and actually colored in the shape, just
Yeah.
in case anyone missed
Yeah,
it.
the old-fashioned saucer.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Yes.
But I can't
Flying
help but think
saucer.
that is an incredibly uninspiring poster, even with that shape. That to me is a dull as ditchwater poster, and that's not dragging me to see the movie if I didn't know what it was.
Well,
Personally,
okay.
yeah, I mean, yeah,
I could.
art is
I
open
don't
to
want to
the-
give away the rest of what I want to say, but it's kind of follows suit.
Yeah, well, yeah, just all a bit. Well,
Doesn't get
indeed.
you ramped up. and
Yes.
that's a good thing.
Yeah, well, yeah. Do you know what, Deej? Yes. All right. I'm glad to hear you say that. So yes. So okay. Well, I'll quickly then. So yeah. So I think that's an uninspiring poster, as is
Sorry.
the Emily Blunt one. So I went. No. So I went along to see it. I was not that jazzed to see it either. This
Me
was
neither.
not one that I'm like clear my schedule, not schedule. Clear my schedule that I'm gonna head along there. I've got to see it straight away. And yet I did see it opening weekend.
Same
And
here.
I saw the film, and for me, the story is in the trailers. I mean, it is, there may or may not be a past to do with UFOs that has been hidden from the public, and it may or may not be about to change. That's basically the story, isn't it? Pretty much. And I must admit, I was underwhelmed by this on the first viewing, in as much as it just kind of happened. Very little that was new, very little that we hadn't seen before. Other than the movie deals with two questions, Deej, that you and I have talked about on this show.
Okay.
And that was the one thing which was when we were talking about signs, I was saying, would the proof of extraterrestrial life end religion? Why would someone have their faith renewed if having alien life confirmed? And there was another one as well. What was the other one? Oh, it's gone from my head. I can't remember. There was another one as well. Oh, yes. Is maths a universal language?
yeah.
Which your character
Yeah.
in this says it is. I was like, yeah, get in. I nearly
There
stood
we
up and
go.
said, take that, DJ.
Yeah.
in the theaters, everyone's like, what the hell?
Oh my God! Between the
Yeah.
movies, I got a bone to pick with you too. But we'll do a few experience. We'll end with that one. Remind me.
Yeah, pick away. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I was left feeling underwhelmed. I thought and again, I'm not going to spoil this, but I also think that the ending, it feels like it's from a movie from about 20 years ago, rather than a movie from today and for today. Again, I don't want to spoil it, but the idea that a character could produce something in front of the world and the world would just go, wow, yeah, that's right, is just not 21st century planet Earth. Half the world are going to go straight away, well, that's all AI and it's fake.
Right.
And the other half is going to go,
The
well, I don't
disbelief.
believe you because you're, and so that was weird as well. So yeah, I was underwhelmed. I'm looking forward to seeing it again. I will
Yes.
definitely get the 4K disc. I think it'll be an interesting home theater experience,
Yes.
as we've come to expect from Spielberg. But the story was like an overlong X-Files episode, really, for me. And I just think there is, it's disappointing, is my view. I don't anyway. What did you make of it, Deej?
Much in the same way, but then I gave it I came at it with low expectations. I wasn't super excited for it. But I think with Spielberg, you have to give him his movies are not, we want to go into them like we went into Jurassic Park, right? Where, or even Jaws, right? Where you're like blown away by some tech, or you're blown away by the experience of like, for some reason or another, we were blown away in Jaws because of the way he delayed and did all this stuff. But that's, I mean, nothing Hitchcock hadn't done, right? But he did it in a
Mhm.
way that we were like, okay, it refreshed our memory or whatever. Jurassic Park, same thing. But then there was a technology
Yes.
that was like all of a sudden, and I had a conversation, I literally in my own head about that, watching another movie. But that's for another thing. But I think a lot of times we're so much looking forward to the home theater experience and the technology and being blown away that we lose sight of the depth of Spielberg's movies that he can have, right? This is the same guy that did Schindler's List, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Mhm.
he can do some stuff that you're like, you're just going to sit there and like the movie's over, like Schindler's List, and you're like, you can't even get up, right? And it's not technology that blew you away. It's nothing like that. It's the story. And I think that's what we're going to come to find about with Disclosure Day. Like a lot of the stuff you said, it's like you watch it again and you see there's some discussions to have here. Why? It's like, it's like you said, the movie poster, right? And like Paul showing you, like there's the flying saucer in there. There's an eye. It's eye opening. Do you believe what you're seeing? Do you believe? I mean, this could be about aliens. It could be about the second coming of Jesus. It could be about like what's going to happen in this day and age. And there's a lot of things that are like we could show you all the proof, and you're right. And I think that's what Disclosure Day is going to do in the long run, like second, third viewings.
I hope so.
Yeah, I was entertained the entire time. I mean, you want to see how as you're watching the movie, I wanted to see how it played out. Like, where does this go? What happens? And it's weird for sure. But if this really took place, it would be weird.
Yeah, I mean, it was so. Like I said, I was entertained, but it got to the point, where we say if you notice certain things, you're not invested in the story. And I found myself looking at. There was a shot of a moving in on a wing mirror, a side mirror, and then then bouncing the reflection off of then people in the car and that kind of thing. And so I was looking at that and marveling, oh, how did they do that? And there's another shot where the camera goes up and over and down as someone's looking at a monitor. And I remember thinking, oh, that's a clever camera move. But if I'm thinking that's the story gone. I'm not engaged because of that. That should be subliminal. Right. Like all of the best Spielberg. I mean, Spielberg's famous for his camera moves. And you talk Jaws and you talk Schindler's List and that kind of thing. I mean, it should be subliminal. It should be selling the story. It should be making the story more interesting. Not, ooh, look at my clever camera move. And so I think so from quite early on, I think I was a little bit disengaged. I think it's a movie that story is out of date. I think we've seen these movies, and Spielberg's made these movies. But anyone that's seen all 400 seasons of The X-Files and all those movies, anyone that's seen Signs as many times as I have, there's nothing really new in this. And that, I think, is where so it becomes quite pedestrian. It becomes, I've seen this before. Which season of X-Files did I see this in? Where's Mulder? Where's Scully? And oh, look, there's the cigarette smoking man.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, that's pretty much him. There we go. And so I just, it was disappointing, but not enough to put me off it. I didn't hate it. And I'm certainly going to look for more depth when I see it again.
Yeah.
And
what
Mike
did
in
you
the chat
think?
Says you'll pick it up day one as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What did you think of? He actually blended like Close Encounters, E.T., and Schindler's List. Do you know what I mean? How he did the emotion that he evoked with that.
Yeah, I mean, Schindler's List is a hard movie to compare for emotion. Yeah,
but that was in there. It was in there. The way what they did, those scenes that they show, that you're like, I mean, they are, and that's what I'm talking about. Like when you take the movie as a whole, when you watch it a second time, and you go like how gripping and how like how we can be, like just in the search of science and all of this and what we could do. It's like, wait a minute. It's like, and you're taking something here, and that it's literally what was going on in, you know, in Germany in World War II. It was, there was a part of that was in search of science, right? Like, we're going to do this and we're looking for this and we want to find out. And it didn't matter what. So yeah, it's like, I thought that was really interesting. Short. I mean, it was a part of it, but it gives you, but 100%, it's an aspect that I don't think has really been explored a ton in the, in this type of a movie.
Yeah. I mean, I like I said, I need to see it again to look at it in that, through that lens, as it were. I mean, to me, I think rather than this have been set contemporaneously, I think I would have been more engaged with this if they had said this was in the 90s, late 90s, almost, and you could have even brought in the X-Files. That was a precursor, trying to get people ready for this idea of what might become, you know, and acknowledge that we're aware of that. But we're not homaging that. Whereas setting it in this day and age comes with expectations, and you can't ignore. We're not a political podcast. We're not going to talk politics, but you can't ignore politics. If you're going to set something today, you can't ignore that. You just can't. Not in this day and age. And so,
but see, I think
this does. I think it does ignore it. I think it doesn't go near that.
See, that's where I would beg to differ in that this takes politics and erases them. Because if this happens, if Disclosure Day happens,
yeah,
you know, your politics, you know, left, right, red, blue, you, me, no, it's us, them, we okay. It's like all of us, it's unity on our part. Because it's like, let's put that aside for a second. Let's put the politics aside for a second. Look at this. And to your point, like, could they have done this in the 90s? No. Because there are scenes here. There's the way they did that, and I thought they did a good job of showing how this spread when you finally get to that around the world. And it's like, you couldn't have done that in the 90s. I mean, there was some scenes in this movie. I was like, imagine the poor guy that fell asleep for 8 hours. You know, it was like, because this happens in a way, and then like you wake up and go, what'd I miss? Right. Never mind being in a coma for a week. I'm saying, like, you went to, there was the way this took place to the general public. You know, we're not spoiling anything here. It's Disclosure Day, right? So, but the way this took place and the speed to the general public, like the movie's about how we got to that point, but the speed that it happens, that there's a segment of the planet that's in bed when this happens.
Yes. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And they all wake up and go, what? you know what I mean? Because because there are parts where, like, I mean, the whole world is watching. You couldn't have done that in the 90s. Because everybody has it on their phone. Everybody has, almost everybody, right? It's like has access to this information, and it spreads that. I mean, this went viral, right? You couldn't have done that in the 90s. It would have had to been like, you're on the playground, like kids on the playground in the 90s. I remember being on the playground when Ronald Reagan got shot. And somebody from a house yelled it. Okay. And that's like, obviously I wasn't alive when JFK got shot, but I was on the playground, and that's how that got out. This happens, all of our phones are going off. It's not somebody yelling out a window like, Johnny, come home, the president got shot. It's like, we all have phones, right?
Yeah, but the point I'm making about the politics side of it, again, not taking sides on it, just talking how I perceive this would play out based on what's been going on of late, is that even if it gets beamed to everybody's phone, everybody's tablet, laptop, beamed straight into your face,
right?
The idea that we would all that everyone's going to go, yeah, let's set aside our differences and let's focus on the intergalactic. It's just, I think, again, and I mean this respectfully, it's facile, it's simplistic, it's an idea from the 90s. Most of the world, 50% at least of the world, is going to go, that's AI and it's fake. And it's fake because that's fake news.
That's their first inclination. But
so that
it doesn't take long to prove it wrong. to
Well,
prove
true,
it's
but this
not AI, I should say.
But this movie doesn't go near any of that, though. It just goes, yeah, the whole world will just accept it because you've just seen it on a screen, and I think that's very simplistic. I think that's an approach from the 90s where we didn't, as you say, Deej, where perhaps we weren't all hyper, divided and all the rest of it. But it felt to me like a very a conclusion from another decade, not a conclusion from today, and yet it's set in 2026 as far as I can tell, and so I found that I left the theater literally thinking to myself, yeah, that's not how it would go. That's not how this plays out in 2026. It's just not. And I would have liked, I think I would have been more interested had it acknowledged, someone looking at it going, oh, that's all fake. It's more interesting there, someone doing that and someone else looking at that and going,
Yeah,
that's my second coming. That to me, to person A, this is world altering. To person B, it's all lies, and I'm not going near there, and I don't care. That's wrong.
okay.
I think there's more interest in that story, unless we're going to do that in Disclosure Day 2, which will
Yeah.
become like Amistad. It'll just be like a court thing, the court of public opinion.
No,
But
Amistad,
that's
there's
my
another one.
personal view. And as I said, I appreciate that. And so the film didn't give me what I wanted.
Yeah,
But that's my fault, not the film.
I still have, and I don't know. Pardon my ignorance. I don't know if you guys have experienced this over there in your lifetime, but what I got it a little bit in 2013, but what we experienced with 9/11 is as close as I can imagine you'd get to this in the unity, right? So like,
Yeah, a singular event happening.
it was
right in
something
front of
that unified. We didn't have anything like that since Pearl Harbor, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
And what was funny is I remember explaining this to my daughter and my kids and stuff and growing up, and it's not unusual. It's not, I mean, it's part of history. You have an event like that unifies the country in that there is no left, right. There's no, I mean, it's everybody, the flags are flying. And the petty stuff goes out the window. Well, much like Pearl Harbor, it puts you into a state of like your country is unified. On the backside, there's a wake on the backside of that, right? And that's what I think we're going through right now. It's like there's people right now like, this is the worst thing we've ever experienced in our life. The diversity, not the diversity, but the separation of everybody.
Yeah.
Like, no, this has happened before. And if you look at the timeline, it's like, look at World War II, and then you get into all of the stuff in the 60s and all of the what do you call them? Same thing. The
civil rights
movements, all the people like boycotting things and doing stuff. It was the same idea because they didn't have anything joining them together, right? And I mean, Vietnam was something over here that was separating people. It's like it's the same. I mean, look at this look at the similarities in history there. Right. And it's, you can't maintain that. And I'm just saying, like, you had a big event like this. This is a global thing. This would be a global thing.
Yeah,
and that's the only thing I could think of.
Okay. So 9/11, 2001. What global event has happened since then, which has shown precisely what this movie avoids? What global event happened that should have had us all thinking we're all in this together? We all need to come together and look out for one another. COVID. And what happened with that? You've got people going, it's all nonsense. That's all made up.
Correct.
No, it's all created in a lab. It was the government that did it. And
right.
So
but
they were the same thing with this.
But see, the thing is that wasn't Disclosure Day. That was something that happened, and everybody was arguing over what was the right way to handle it. Where did it come from? This would be like literally like, we're not alone. There's no discussion. We're just not alone.
Well, if you believe what you're seeing on your screen, do you think everyone would just go, well, that's obviously out in the days of AI?
Right. It's like, well, it's like, if you believe what you're seeing, but it's like, I'm imagining a Disclosure Day, not necessarily like this. Like, what if they showed up?
Well, yeah, but then how would someone in the UK know that they showed up in LA? I'm going to know it because it's on my screen. Do I believe what's on the screen and everything I see on my screen? No, I don't.
Right.
And I would venture to suggest 50% of the population will go, that's fake.
Oh, they might. Yeah.
And they just carry on as they
Absolutely.
are. And so that's your problem.
Right.
So, like I said, we're probably giving this more thought than Spielberg did.
No, but I think that's the point of the movie, though. That's what Spielberg's going for there. It's thought provoking. It creates a discussion. It's not just about the booms and the grandiose of it. It's literally like, have a discussion about it. Would you believe this? Probably not. You'd be like, that's AI. Every time you see something now, you think it's AI until you think otherwise, until you're proven otherwise. Right. And it's like, and I think that, I mean, just our discussion now is literally like the point of the movie. See it again. What does this mean? What does that mean? It gives you a different perspective looking at it.
Yeah. Well, it just felt to me like I mean, Jordan says in the chat, says, Steve, personally, I think the aspect of people claiming it was all fake would happen in the days after the ending. You see, Jordan, I don't think they would. I think you go straight on X, Twitter, Facebook, and you go, this is all nonsense. Right. Read my blog, and I think that it would happen immediately. Literally, the cry of fake news would be heard around the world. And again, half of the people would go, my God, it's all real. And look at this. We're not alone. Kumbaya. I love you all. And the other half would go, this is the thing, isn't it? Half of them will go, half of that 50%. So 25% will go bloody liberals. And the other 25% will go bloody right wingers. Right. And yet they're both having to go at the same thing. This is the ludicrousness of it all. But that's the reality, I think, of 2026. And this movie, I think, gives you an approach that the world would take from 20 years ago or 30 years ago, rather than the one from today. That's what I think after one viewing. It might be nonsense. Yeah. But that's what I left the theater thinking and was disappointed by. And that's why I say it sounds to me like it's like the X-Files, because that's from the 90s. And so that's what makes me kind of think of it that way. But I might be wrong. I'm preferred to think I don't know what I'm talking about. But that's what was going through my head, rightly or wrongly, at the end of the movie. And yes, I'm sure they are turning the frogs gay.
I love that. That was so funny. I saw that.
Yeah, in case any audio only people wondering. Yeah, Jordan says in the chat, let's blame Jordan. Quote, they're turning the frogs gay. End quote.
Yeah. It's Atmos and Dolby Vision, John Benson, getting us back on track.
Good man, John. We like you. So,
yeah.
I mean, like I said, I'm not taking any political viewpoint, very deliberately trying to not do that. It's just a case of, I just think that
I don't think it's a bad thing to do that, though. That, especially with a movie like this, it's like, I think that's part of the point of it, right? I think sometimes we get so hung up in a political viewpoint that we lose the message, even if it's a political message, right? Like, just because somebody else says it, it can't be true. And that could be anybody on any side, right? So it's like, to your point in this, and that's why, and that's another part of what's going on here. And I think happened with, like, as you mentioned with COVID, so much was exposed that it was like, there was a ton of misinformation all over the place. So now we don't know. Like, COVID happened before AI was a big thing, right? Yeah, we don't believe videos that we see because of AI, right? But never mind, we don't even believe the news anymore, not because of AI, literally, to your point, because of COVID. You're like, there's people like, what? Oh, well, they said this then, but now they're saying this now. And then it's like this and that. And you're like, that's, and I think that's part of what Spielberg's doing here. Don't believe everything you hear. Right. And it's like, if you study World War II, don't trust what they're doing. There was a part of that too. It's like, oh, do this, you'll be fine. Nope. That didn't work out.
No.
So there, you know what I mean? It's like, it's like, think for yourself, look for this. And that's, I mean, there's so much to pick apart with this story wise, never mind home theater wise.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I'm looking forward to seeing it again. I'm hoping I will see more depth to it next time. And it will be a good home theater. Yeah. Depth. Yeah, absolutely. So we will see. The truth is definitely out there.
Yeah. I haven't heard a lot of people raving about it. That's for sure.
No, I think it's less a Spielberg, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think. I mean, there were people saying it's the best film he's made in 20 years initially, but I still think that's Ready Player One for me, certainly in terms of home theater. But in the last 20 years,
home theater wise, but that's his amusement park version. Right? It's like, Spielberg can make an amusement park movie that's a great ride, right? You get you pay your ticket, you go in, and you're like, sight, sound, scenes are awesome, right? But he can also blow you away with a story.
Yeah.
And I think Jurassic Park is probably, for me, the combination of the two, because the story in that, there's so much depth to that. I love I think there's depth to that. Like, I feel like in Disclosure Day, like, not to the depth of, say, Schindler's List, but where you're meeting the two together. It's like, yes, it is an amusement park ride. You have action, you have technology, you have, everything they did in Jurassic Park. It's the marriage of the two and the depth of that story of, like, just the idea of, like, you have Jeff Goldblum's character, like, just because you can doesn't mean you should, so it's like, it raises those questions. And that's, I'm trying to think of another movie that would be like that by Spielberg. Right.
Yeah. Well, there's the quote that I read, but it was the best one in the last 20 years. So, of course,
yeah, for Disclosure Day.
Older than
that. Way before that.
Yeah.
Way.
So, and in fact, it's after Minority Report as well, which is another one that mixes ideas of science and religion and, everything else. That kind of thing is a great movie. And of course, we only had the disc earlier this year.
Yeah.
And also fantastic.
I loved how they dealt with religion in this. I loved the idea, like what they were saying. It's like, and I thought they did a good job of presenting it, like how people would react and be like, is this going to, it is. Is it going to blow you away? Like, sight, sounds, and scenes wise? No,
but I think it'll be good.
It's going to be good at home. It needs to be seen on a big screen. And there are people in the chat saying, like, it's hard to, I forget. I'm sorry. I didn't star it, but should I get out and see it right away, even though it's not in a good thing? If you want, I think if you want to have a good discussion with someone, like, go out some night, you see the movie, have a discussion afterwards, it definitely for that. But if you can wait to see it at home, by all means, I definitely recommend it. But it's not like Dune 3. Like, you got to see that in the big screen, or The Odyssey. I mean, I'm dying to see that on the big screen in the theater. But
I'm trying to limit my expectations based on that conversation the other day.
Yeah. But I have to give it. I'm dying to see it on the big screen. I'm not going to miss it. Right.
Oh yeah.
It's like, and like, actually, I know I'm seeing it opening night. Joe got us the two tickets to the 70 millimeter presentation. So, but yeah, to give that a fair shake, you have to see that in the theater, right? Regardless of what the rumors are.
But of course, we could all agree there's a much better film opening the week before.
Which one's that?
Evil Dead Burn.
Oh, Jesus. All right, we're gonna wrap up the show early this week. We started early.
We're finishing early.
Out with a bang.
Although I do note the time, Deej. It is getting away from us. So
I know. Yeah. Yep. So, okay. All right. Anything else on Disclosure Day?
No, I think we've done that to death.
Death. That's an understatement. All righty then. Let's see.
Okay.
Boom. All right. And so what would you like next?
Would you want to do your other theatrical one, or do you want to do a proper home one?
We could do that. Let's do a home one.
Okay,
we'll do a theatrical one towards the end.
In that case, I know it's a newer one but I just, because it ties into the movie poster thing, could we do the one there that you've got the picture of the screen with old DQ on it, just his face. Movie from 1987. Do you mind doing that? Can we do that one, and then just if you could cue up the cover as well?
Oh yeah.
Is
I
that
see
okay,
what you're
Deej? Is
saying.
that all right?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah, good man.
I gotcha. So you want, let's see.
So we'll throw up
this
the proper picture, and then I
right
can.
there.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah,
That's the one
and
you
then
want.
we'll switch to the cover if we could in a minute.
Okay. Yeah, I will pull the cover in.
Fab.
As
And this
well.
this
I'll
ties
pull-
into the whole thing about the picture and the posters.
Yeah.
So this
Okay.
is the reason for it. Okay. All right. So ready when you are.
71. All right. Yeah. Let me pull this up
Hmm.
while you're. All right. Here we go.
Okay, then this is well worth talking about then. All right. So this is the Arrow release. Yeah, it is. Arrow video release of 1987's instant classic Inner Space with old Dennis Quaid, Meg Ryan, and a host of famous faces. So this got released in a fairly big special edition box set thing that came out a few weeks back, and as soon as it came out, I picked it up straight away. But before I talk about the movie, which is great, and the home theater experience, which is great, something happened with this, and I want to just quickly touch on this. So 87 came out, and my parents had a video shop in 87, and when this hit in 87, I snapped it up, loved it, and I remember clearly it on the shelves and it being rented out. Now, what Arrow sometimes do, and I don't normally care about this because, as you know, I store my discs in cardboard sleeves, is occasionally they will have double-sided artwork for the disc sleeve. And this is where we differentiate from Kaleidoscape, of course. But normally, I don't care. I don't even look. I'm not bothered. It doesn't interest me. But for some strange reason, on this one, having taken the box downstairs from my office here to watch the movie, there's the normal artwork on the box, the ordinary artwork, which has been that way since time immemorial. But as I went down, as I was walking into the cinema room, something in the back of my mind said, is this double-sided? I don't know what it was, but I thought, well, I'll have a look, as I was literally walking into the cinema room, and I opened it up. And I was then met with some artwork that was the original artwork for the VHS cassette when it came out here in 1987. And the weirdest thing happened, Deej. I had a flashback to 87.
Isn't that awesome?
To the video store.
Yeah.
I genuinely felt like I was putting the cassette back on the shelves to rent it out again after it had been brought back. It was the weirdest, clearest flashback. It was bizarre. And this is what then had me thinking about movie artwork and how it can transport you to a time and place. And that's what it did. And if you're able to throw that up, Deej, and then we'll go back to that, just so, because anyone that was my age and then remembers this when it hit. Yeah, that's it there. That is it here. And it was enough for me to not only look at it, have that flashback, but to take it out, swap it round, and take a photo of it and think, you know what, I need to mention that on the show. That was the artwork from the UK and probably the American VHS release back in 87. And and I haven't seen it since 87 with that artwork. It was honestly, it was a blast of nostalgia that I wasn't ready for. And it was awesome. It really was. It cheered me up no end. It was great. So anyway, very cool.
And I think the reason you haven't seen it since then, because this was 87 and it's 2 years before, but apparently Meg Ryan was the inspiration for the 1989 Joker.
Joker, yes, indeed. Yeah. Yeah, it's really,
Look at
really
that.
strong. Yes, it is, isn't it?
Wow.
Yeah, it is. No, I agree.
A little too much powder.
Yeah, and lipstick as well. I mean,
That's what the
serious.
contrast is like. If you darkened her skin a little bit, like gave it a little bit more of a like skin tone instead of white,
Yeah.
and the red. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah,
Good thing
it's
her hair
not
isn't
good.
green.
Yeah, well, quite. Indeed. I mean, and that doesn't look like Martin Short either. I mean, I think you struggle to actually see that is who it is. I mean, the Dennis Quaid one's pretty good, but then he's front and center.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
that's
but
yeah,
yeah,
that's pretty
but it was
crazy.
so cool to just have that
It is.
that
Yeah.
instant nostalgia. It was a wave of nostalgia that came over me. It was great. So anyway, the movie, and Jordan actually says, in fairness, in the chat, yeah, he says, I know what you mean, Steve. I've had similar flashbacks, seeing a number of reverse artworks in numerous physical releases.
Yeah.
Okay, good. It's not just me, then. That's good news. I'm glad to
Yeah.
hear. And Paul says, I love the original artwork. Doesn't feel the same movie without. Paul,
Yeah.
you are absolutely right. Fair play, mate. Yeah,
Well, that's why I
100%.
pulled up the Remo Williams one too.
Yeah, it
You
was
know, because
exactly.
that's like legit
Transports you.
artwork. It was drawn. You know, it was
Yeah.
the poster was drawn much like this. It's not, you know, it wasn't done like it's just a clip from the movie or something like, you know, or you know, something like what we saw here is, whoops, this one. You know, it's just, it's not like anything like that, or it was literally like, you know, it's worked out. Somebody drew it, especially back then.
Yeah.
They didn't have Photoshop.
Yeah, this was
Somebody
painted.
did that.
Yeah, quite.
Yeah,
Someone who was a
exactly.
big fan of the Joker.
Yeah.
But-
Before the Joker existed.
yeah,
It's
well,
like-
well, I don't know. It does have a certain sort of 1960s Batman view, sort of thing about it. There was
Yeah.
a bit of that there, but yeah, no, I don't
Yeah.
really.
But-
Anyway, the movie.
All right,
So
the
Um,
movie. I gotta
okay,
leave that one
so
up there.
this
It's
is
good image.
I mean, you'll know from my reaction to the cover that I'm a huge fan of the movie.
Yeah.
And I've always loved this film. I love everything about it. I love it. I love its kind of quirks, its idiosyncrasies, and just the movie generally. I mean, I think it's great, and it's never been more fun than seeing it now on a bigger screen and in this quality. Because I see we're running out of time, so I can be a bit quicker with this. So. Film is every bit
We're
as good. Are you a fan of the movie? I think you are.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Oh,
love
good
this
man.
movie.
Yeah,
I
cool.
I
All right,
was
good.
hoping it would have dropped Kaleidoscape in time because I couldn't get the disc in time. I haven't had a lot of time to watch movies, but if this was on Kaleidoscape, I definitely would have grabbed it.
Yeah, well, when
and
it does,
watched
it's well worth it. It definitely is. Okay, so the video quality is very, very nice indeed. Lovely and bright, very, very detailed, colorful as all hell. Lots of close-ups, and you can see again all the details on the faces. You know, when they move to the outside and exteriors in San Francisco, it all looks beautiful. The extended scene in the shopping mall, again, just transports you back to the 80s. Rose-tinted spectacles being what they are, you kind of think of everything as being very bright and colorful in the 80s. And so when you see it presented this way, you know, it's a love letter to the 80s. And that's never come across more than with the HDR grade on this. It's a beautiful film to look at. And if you want to look at how good the shadow details are and the black levels, there's a shot early on where Tuck Pendleton, so Dennis Quaid it's just been shrunk in the capsule, and he's looking around the capsule, and you can see all the details on all of the various buttons and screens and everything else, and the shadow details look amazing. And then it contrasts against that, you've got the red of the buttons and the lights. You've got a color monitor in there, which for 87 would have been quite unusual, but it's there. And all that really stands out and leaps off the screen. So it looks very nice indeed. It's never looked this good, ever. And there's no reason to see this on anything else now. You know, get this version and prepare for awesomeness. And then the only thing better than how it looks, how it sounds, we've got an Atmos track. And this is not push button Atmos by any means. So now when he first gets injected into Martin Short's buttocks, there is a shot there of the capsule inside just floating there. And you've got all what are supposed to be fat cells floating around. Well, listen out for this bubble of sound. And you can hear all this sort of bloop, 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 all moving around the screen, just up and over, into the back, into the rear, across the back, like you are there. You feel you're in this bubble. And that carries on. And so when there's the sequence in the in near the heart where you've got all the rushing blood cells and the pulse all going, you can hear the boom, 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 as that's happening in the base, but then also you get this movement all around of the cells all moving and everything else. It's a really, really fun mix. And someone has sat down and spent a lot of time on this. They haven't just gone, oh, Atmos, that'll do. It's really nice. This is an awesome presentation of this movie. And way better than even I had hoped it would be. It's great. And if you like this movie, as sounds like people do, then pick this up. Definitely pick it up, Deej. Kaleidoscape or not, however you get it, definitely pick it up and give it a go. You'll be really pleased that you did. It's great. Yeah, this was a really pleasant surprise. This was to get it in this quality. So yeah, loved it.
Yeah, I'm hoping. Yeah, hopefully we get it on Kaleidoscape soon. But I'll see if I can grab it. The Arrow version.
Yeah, it's really good. Really, really good. And not just for the artwork.
And, yeah. Yeah. It's it was such a fun movie in the 80s. Definitely, I'd watch it. HBO. I can't tell you how many times I've seen this movie back then, and it is.
And it was cutting edge visual effects back then, and they still hold up because, of course,
they held up.
They're practical effects. Most of them are practical. I mean, and it still looks awesome.
They didn't use AI, no.
Funny enough, not that I'm aware of. Not that I'm aware of. But the forced perspective and stuff, which of course they then used in Lord of the Rings. All that kind of stuff. It's really clever, and it does hold up. And even in that bit there, you can see the car and the truck chase. You can see the image on the right.
Yeah.
Even that still holds up. You can the stunt work they did, the stunt doubles were clearly very, very good, and so it really does hold up very, very well. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, and Mike saying in the chat he's sold. Mike, pick it up, mate. Again, tell them we sent you, Mike, for 10% on. It's very, very good.
Save yourself some money and don't mention it.
Yeah. So yeah, very, very good.
All right.
Okay.
Alrighty then. Sounds good.
Go on, Deej. What are you going for, Deej?
All right. Here is one.
Embarrassment of riches,
not
isn't
that one. Where did it go?
Yeah, we'll do that one next week.
Yeah. Where did it go? I put it in here. There it is. Boom. Have you even heard of this movie?
I have seen the trailers because it has not come out here yet.
Oh my!
And
my!
Yes, but get a pen ready, Deej, because I'm about to give you about 30 other movies to watch around this.
Well, yeah, I can tell you one right now. You end this and go right into another one,
Dunkirk?
and you'll be like, "Huh?
Dunkirk?
No.
Saving Private Ryan?
Yeah. So why don't we get to it?
Yeah, go on.
Pressure. Dropped the other day, last week on Kaleidoscape, still in theaters.
Very jealous, Deej. Very jealous.
And I'm not familiar with the director at all.
He did. Yeah, you keep talking.
Anthony Morris, but Andrew Scott, he's the lead. Awesome. He is unreal. Brendan Fraser plays General Eisenhower. Kerry Condon, she's really good. You'd know her from F1, and she's amazing in this. But this is, if you don't know anything about it, this is to me, let me just read the synopsis. It's with 72 hours to D-Day, General Eisenhower and James Stagg face an impossible choice: launch the largest ever seaborne invasion or risk losing World War II. Actually, that doesn't even do it justice. I don't know why, but let me read it off of what the movie poster, it says here is: hours before D-Day, Eisenhower weighs a meteorologist's dire warnings about how a looming storm could impact the invasion. And it's like, you're like, okay, wait, what? They're making a movie about the weathermen, and it's called Pressure. And this is another one of those where you're like, yeah, you have a warm front coming in, the pressure, and that's what it's about. But then it's the pressure of Eisenhower, the pressure of everything. It is everything. This movie, it was like, one of my listeners has been emailing me about it. One of our listeners, I should say, has been emailing about it. Like, you're going to see this, you're going to see this. And it's like, it wasn't due out, I think, until like September at some point. And then it just came out. It came out at the end of May. And then literally I was like, I didn't get a chance to see it in theaters, and it dropped on Kaleidoscape fairly quickly, like 2 weeks after it was released. And I'm like, this is I'm going to tell you, the movie itself is, I loved it. Okay. The home theater experience, literally just as I'm queuing it up, I realized it's not in Atmos. It's DTS Master Audio 5.1. Of course, we're upmixing it. And it is, remember, I remember watching this movie. I was sitting there and remember like a couple weeks ago, I mentioned the Trinnov demo and the sounds of the instruments. That goes on in this movie to set like tension. And it's like the score of the movie moves around the room. There's sounds everywhere. There's silence at times to set the tension. See, this is in my top 10 right now for home theater experience of the year.
Don't do this to me, Deej. I really want to see this.
You want? Sorry. It's. I can't tell you how. I mean, I know it's a movie about the weather, but I was blown away. It's like, I don't know. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. I was. I don't know if it was, and I'm afraid I can't. I can't not express how excited I was after the movie to talk about the movie, but I'm hesitant because I don't want it to be like I came in with like, what is this? And then you're like, wait, what? It's about the weather. And it's, I mean, there's some lines in here about the weather, like how important it is. It's just so good.
Oh, I can't wait.
But the home theater experience, I mean, Carl Ellsworth is gonna die. There's a thunderstorm coming in. There's like Eisenhower's like, this hurricane. That's one of the lines. He goes, you want me to do this in a hurricane? Well, technically, sir, it's not a hurricane. He's like, because you're talking about it is so good. I just the picture, the quality, like what they did, and they do again on Kaleidoscape. You get the cinematic. I don't have it. 4K Dolby Vision. It is gorgeous. It is like the scenery, the background, the way the vibrancy, the way they shot. I was looking on IMDb. It's like they literally painted the rooms in this blue that would like emote, like give you the feel of like the kind of weather they were talking about. Okay, they went to that depth of like, okay, they want to give you this feel, but then the costume, the uniforms, like what they're wearing and stuff, like you could see the different countries that are represented here and the materials. Like it was like one country, it felt like you could really feel like that's wool jacket, you know. And then another one, it's like a different material. You could see everything about it, the badges or whatever,
salad bar,
all everything that is. There's so much to see. I can't wait to see it again. It's just there's so much to take in. And then the ending, not the ending, it's actually throughout the movie, they colorized actual World War II footage, okay? And they colorized it to match it to this movie. So it's like, it looks like it's footage, okay? So it's not as crystal clear, but it's showing you footage that they're, you know, of what's going on, but at the same time, it's like it doesn't look like it's not in black and white, but it's the same color pattern, but still looks like footage compared to like what you see as real life, right? And then there are real life action scenes, much like, you know, Saving Private Ryan, stuff like that. And it's like and I'm watching this, and it's like if you watch this movie and then go right into the first 20 minutes of Saving Private Ryan, you're just going to be like, all that led up to this, and it is unbelievable. But I'm not kidding you. I can't wait for you to see it. It's in my top 10 home theater experience. I'm going to watch it multiple times and see where it climbs in that top 10.
I can't wait. I love the trailers. This is, you know, these movies, and there are a number of them, and I'll give you some titles in a minute, which are just so good. And when I saw the trailers for this, it looked amazing. So so Jordan just says, haven't seen Pressure yet. Doesn't release in the UK until the 9th of September, but it's confirmed to be getting a 4K disc release in the US on the 28th of July. So Jordan says he'll probably import it. I can tell you, based on what you've just told me, Deej, I'll definitely import it. Yeah. Because I absolutely love these kinds of movies. And it's a fascinating area of history, because it all could have gone very wrong, very differently.
It's I don't want to give away. if you don't know it and stuff like that. But it is history, so you know how
Yeah.
it plays. But that's what's interesting about this movie is that you know the end. You know what happens. And what you find out is as they're talking about dates and times, and you're going, that isn't the time that it happened. And then they're saying other dates and time. You're like, it wasn't that. So you know when it's going to go off. But now, how do they get there? Right? This is a lot like Rogue One. Like, you know the ending, but you're like, how did they get there? Like, what happened that made them land on, literally, no pun intended, but how did they land on June 6th? Right? And it's like, spoilers, that was D-Day. So, but then there was a quote that they show in the movie that, JFK asked Eisenhower, like, how did you do that? How did you pull it off? And he's like, we had better meteorologists than the Germans. And you're like, what the? How? And it's like that to me is like, that should be like the movie poster right there. It's like, that's like, if you think this is just about weathermen and you're like, okay, that's interesting. No, it is very, don't dismiss this at all. And do not dismiss this as a home theater movie. It is, I mean, the base, it's perfect. I want to say it's just like it rumbles. It gives you that feel. It gives you the emotion. It gives you. I mean, there's some rumbles and when needed. There's gunfire. But there's also some undertones, and it has nothing to do. It's not like a storm or anything. It's just literally a bed layer to give you that feel, like you're just the tension that's going on here, and the pressure that everybody's under.
Yeah. Appetite thoroughly whetted. Deej. Yeah, I will import this. I can't wait. Like I said, I love the trailers. But if you want to see some other movies that deal with stuff around this time, Darkest Hour is a really, really good one with Gary Oldman as Winston Churchill. Yep. That's very good. Operation Mincemeat is also very, very good. That's the true story of the Allies trying to lull the Germans into a false sense of security. Yeah, no, it's trying to lull the Germans into a false sense of security about where D-Day was going to happen, which is a really, really good movie as well, which has one Ian Fleming in it. So if you who of course was a real life intelligence operative, and his character is in this, and all the while in the movie he's writing. I wonder what he could be writing. But it's very, very good. So Operation Mincemeat is great as well. And obviously Dunkirk as well in terms of what led into this and set this train in motion. And if anyone's ever been on a ferry, crossing the English Channel in the middle of a storm, as I have, then you know that this was no joke.
No.
Yeah.
And
no, I can't wait, Deej. I can't wait. I'm so glad you've seen it. Tell me it's great. That's fantastic. Import away.
There's a lot to talk about too. There's undertones of what we're going through today with everything in this. And like you have these people telling you like, nope, I need this. That's not how it works. It's not how it works. And it was funny because somebody in the movie actually says that line. That's not how that works. And I don't think that was a line. That feels like it was something. That's something we say today, right? That's like a euphemism we say today. Like, that's not how that works. I don't feel like that. It felt like too modern for this movie, but there is a lot of that in the movie, like disbelief and like, nope, I think we should just do it this way. Oh yeah, but what? Like it's funny. You're like, you can't believe the disbelief that people are having. Like, but it's military people, right? And it's like those are very, stubborn, macho, like, nope, it's my way. It's like, we're talking about the weather, people. It's not, you can't control it. And it's like, but they think they can. They're like, nope, no, I'm telling you, no, I want this. You don't order it. It's like, and that's what
I want. Yes, sir. No, sir. I don't want to hear.
Exactly. Well, I'm used to getting my way. We're talking about Mother Nature here. It's like, you don't get that. It is really, really good.
I can't wait.
It is really good. It's it's so good. And you know who's in it that surprised me? I don't think I've ever seen him in anything. He'll probably stop popping up. But because I'm watching Homeland, you know, season 1 of Homeland and the guy that comes home, right? That has been turned.
Damian Lewis.
Is that him? Is that
he's
his
got
name?
ginger hair. Damian Lewis.
Yes.
He was in he's in Band of Brothers. He was Major Winters in Band of Brothers.
Again, I don't recognize, but having seen
he's a
him so
well-known
much
English
watching
actor.
Homeland, he's in this.
Yeah,
And he's got an accent. And he's like a completely different. It's
He's
funny.
in loads of movies.
I'm sure it's not a one-off. He did Homeland and Pressure, and that's it.
Done.
But you know what I mean? Like I don't.
Mhm.
He's not been recognizable to me in a bunch of stuff or anything really.
Right. Yeah.
And now all of a sudden you're like, there he is again. I'm just seeing him again in Pressure. But
he's good. He is really good. Okay, all right. Well, there we go.
All
I am
right.
on board. On board.
All right, good. Glad you're on board. All right. What would you like to pull up?
Let me do. Can I do? Well, let's go out on a high because of the time. Can we do we've got 2 Westeros things.
Yeah, I got one and you got one.
Can I do
All
my
right.
one? Do you mind? Because
Absolutely.
the time.
And then I'll
Because I don't think we've ever talked about this.
No.
Don't think we have. I don't think.
Yeah, I
remember
talked
John
about it on
or
the
you-
show when I saw it.
Did you?
I watched it. Yeah.
Okay.
We talked about
sorry.
it briefly, but not not
right.
a ton. But
Mhm.
and I'll wrap up with my theater experience.
Oh yeah, fab. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Right, cool. I'll be quite quick with this one. Okay, so this one then is Game of Thrones or George R.R. Martin's A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, which dropped on 4K disc last week, I think it was, and which I had not seen. I did not see it on HBO Max, didn't see it when it was released. I waited for disc and didn't really know what to expect. I had been told that they were shorter episodes. I've been told there were only 6 of them, and had been told by a friend of mine who had seen it and really enjoyed it that it was a lighter tone. It was almost a comedy. But I went into it really not knowing anything about it, or indeed it's where it fits in the wider Game of Thrones timeline. And what's interesting about this is not knowing what it was. I watched the first 2 episodes with someone who's a Game of Thrones fan and a House of the Dragon fan and hadn't seen these either. And they fell asleep about halfway through the second episode. Woke up at the end of the second episode when I'd finished them and said, well, quiet, and was like, I just don't get that. I don't like that. That's not for me. And then promptly just dismissed it.
Yeah.
And I have to say, part of me at the end of episode 2 was thinking, it's just a fun little diversion. This is Duncan Egg's day off. You know, it's like trip to the tournament. You know, that's what it is. And as I said to this friend of mine who sort of scoffed at me. So at the end of episode 2, that's what I was thinking. It's not until you get to the end of episode 3, and I say this as a public service announcement, you realize, this is not that. This is something else entirely. The whole season, the whole story turns on its head at the end of episode 3. So if you're like me and you haven't seen these, and if you get to episode 2 and you're thinking, what? Get to episode 3 and then you run along for it. Oh, yeah. So I did, blasted through it then, thoroughly enjoyed the remaining 4 episodes, 3-4 episodes. And I loved it. Really, really liked it. Did a 180 on it at the end of episode 3 and just couldn't get enough. I just wished there'd been more and they'd been longer, because I would have liked to have spent more time in this particular part of Westeros. I thought it was great. And roll on season 2, which they're filming at the moment. So that's great. Now, in terms of the video, of course, this is HBO, Warner's. They never do a bad disc, especially not Game of Thrones. Well, at least the ones that worked in the box set, famously, which John had a problem with. But in terms of the look and the sound, I mean, it's a thing of beauty, literally a thing of beauty. Ireland has never looked more attractive than it does in this. And in fact, in those 2 episodes, I said to the person I was watching it with, really do need to go and see Ireland. I've never been. It would be not, it's beautiful. It looks great.
Of all the places you've been, you've never been there?
Never been to Scotland either. And it's just, it's north,
I feel like I've been to Scotland. They're here.
Yeah. Oh, yes, they are. Well, the English are there at the moment, and they're playing at the minute as well, and it's not going well.
In Massachusetts, though?
Boston.
Oh, are they really? Okay.
They're playing right now. Yeah, they're right
okay.
this evening, tonight. Yeah. Not being as well behaved as the Scots. Surprise.
It's amazing.
Yeah. So, never been to Scotland or Ireland. So it looks beautiful. Loads of detail, loads of blood, guts, and gore. You know, all the green of the woods and the trees. I mean, it looks beautiful. The sunset, sunrises look great. All incredibly detailed. And the audio it's a slightly experimental Atmos mix, this one, because during the bigger, fight sequences, they deliberately play with the audio, so you're not getting like the Battle of the Bastards episode of the series Game of Thrones, which is demo stuff, or the dragons. It's all demo worthy. This isn't quite like that. This is a very playful mix.
Yeah.
So don't expect barnstorming demo worthy audio. It's a playful, deliberately having some fun with what you're expecting. But don't let that put you off. I thought this was a really fun series, really good story, and a great presentation. Loved it, and absolutely recommend picking this up if you haven't seen it like me. It was great. There we go.
Nice.
Done.
All right. Let me while we finish, I'm gonna piggyback off that quickly with that.
Oh yeah, go. Yeah. Oh, which I haven't quickly. Seen yet. Yeah.
Yeah, just dropped what? So we're talking House of the Dragon season 3, episode 1 dropped Sunday, I believe. And yes, this is what this reminds me of. Is very quickly. I like the story. I like seasons 1, season 2. Here we are into season 3. This has the dragons. Lots of dragons. It has the action. It has the picture quality at home on the stream is very good. I have the Dolby Vision. I have the Dolby Atmos. It is very, very good. After episode 1 is like an hour and a half long. It's like I can't wait for episode 2, but there's something. It's just the stream. It's just not dynamic enough. The bass doesn't feel that. I don't get the oomph. Always watch it, and listen at reference level. And then when you go back to something like, physical media, you're like, there's the thump, there's the highs, it's just more dynamic. And what's like, this will come out on Kaleidoscape, like halfway through the season, I'll get the season. And then it's like they do it with a few things. Like I'm doing it with Dutton Ranch. The day it comes out and the next day you get it. But this is one that, like you do, Steve, it's like you wait and you buy the physical version. If you can't wait for the story and you're willing to watch it twice, then do that. But if you want the best experience, I recommend waiting. As good as it is, the stream is very, very good. But when, like what we do, go back and forth. If you're not going back and forth and you stream everything anyways, then have at it. It's awesome. It is really good. And this is the one that it's not like, the Seven Kingdoms one where there's a lot of dark scenes. This pushes your system. This pushes your display. This pushes your audio. It does all the fun things that you want, right? So, but really enjoying that. So,
nice. I'm looking forward to it, but I will wait. I can wait because again, with this person that wants to see it, they don't want to wait episode to week to week. They will we want to watch it night after night after night. So yeah, I'm happy to wait. I don't mind. I'm okay with that. Looking forward to it. Really like the first 2 seasons as well. Yeah, it's great. So brilliant.
Yeah. All right. And then last but not least, maybe, took this in at the theater, Toy Story 5. Home theater wise, pretty much I'm going to say it's like the others. It's like nothing really blew me away. Looks really good. We have another one to talk about, an animated one that we'll talk maybe next week. We've had it for a few. I saw in theaters.
Which is good.
That is amazing. That was really good in the theater too. This one I wasn't necessarily. This one, I was thinking like I remember seeing the first Toy Story when it came out in the theater and just being blown away. Where this one here, you're just like, okay, It's
Mm.
like the technology doesn't, you're not as
Yeah,
excited
yeah.
by it. It's pretty cool what they do. Like there's some, they use imagination and stuff, the kids' imagination. So they dumb down the graphics, which I thought was really
Oh,
interesting.
okay. Hmm.
They do a good job. I think the story of this is very good, especially if you have little kids. It's the whole, makes there's a conversation to be had here. It's like, should kids have tablets? Should they not? Is it the evolution? Is it this? Is it that? Great discussion to have. Obviously, Larissa and the girls saw it too, and they were like, of course, Sophia saw this and had her phone on while she was seeing it. So,
Okay. Yeah.
and theater etiquette, oh God, out the window.
Oh,
for a
yeah,
little
yeah,
kid.
well.
It was a rainy day viewing for me, and little kids screaming, crying. Like, why are these kids in here? But the
Mhm.
movie itself, as you would expect, I mean, the Disney Pixar Toy Stories are, they're good. They're good movies. So
I will wait for disc because of
Yeah.
exactly that reason. I can't be in a cinema and have
yeah,
them running around.
exactly.
No.
Either that or see it at 10 o'clock at night when there's not, you're not gonna have to deal
Mm.
with that. So.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, all right. All righty. That will do that. But I do have to wrap up with, speaking of, the Scots being here, great people. That's awesome. I got a bone to pick with you, Steve.
Hey, just remember I'm a Kiwi.
Yeah. Okay. So it's great that we get to host soccer in this country. And exactly that. But did you know, Steve, where the term soccer came from?
Yeah, an American made it up.
No, he didn't. That's
Okay,
the
do
best.
tell.
That's the best part. You did not know this. No, Steve.
I'm
You
into
made it
rugby.
It-
Wasn't me, I can assure you.
It was made up. Oh, do you know what it stands for? Let me see if I
No,
I
no,
think
no,
I-
you tell. I'm not a clue. Not
All
a
right.
clue.
I could tell you, but I'd have to kill you. No, just kidding. So it actually comes from, and here's the exact same reason. Do you know why we call it soccer over here? Because we already had football.
Football. Yeah, well, quite. Yeah, it makes
Correct.
sense.
Do you know why we call football? Because
I
you
tried
had a
to think.
similar game. We're copying you. You had a similar game called rugby, which was called football. They called it football, right?
Mhm. Yeah, rugby football, they called it. Yeah.
Exactly. But it was called football. Rugby
Yeah,
football.
to this day, clubs are called rugby football clubs, RFC.
So
To this day, they're called that. Yeah.
what ended up happening was when soccer came about, they wanted to call that football, but they call it association.
Yeah. Football,
Soccer.
yeah.
So it was like that's where they got it. So I had it saved. I where did I put it? Anyways, but it came from that. It's short for that, like associated football or whatever it was. And so
Okay.
it came from your side, and it's funny. The reason they called it soccer, you guys started calling it soccer because you had rugby called football. So this was soccer football, and then over here we just followed suit. By the time it made it over here, we called it soccer. So it's always like soccer is actually you guys. It's like you're calling it football, but that's not even its name. It's like the original football was rugby. And then they put
Rightly
in rugby
so.
football, and then soccer came about after, and then they called it soccer. Look at it, Google it, and I learned that. I was like, that. I'm like, he's getting on our case, and we're just doing what we were told by you guys.
Hey,
Now I'm
if you
getting in
just did
trouble
what you
for
were
it.
told by us, that you'd still be all
Yeah.
living over here.
Yeah, where did it go? Where did my?
You're all such rebels.
Yeah, it's where the heck? Oh, here it is. The etymology of soccer traces back to the late 19th century British university slang. It derives from association football, the full official name of the sport, governed by the Football Association in England, as opposed to rugby football. This was abbreviated to ASOC or ASOC. Yeah, ASOC, then slangily extended
It
with
was
the
soccer,
popular suffix common among Oxford and Cambridge students at the time, similar to rugger for rugby, brekker for breakfast, or footer for football. Early forms include soccer, then soccer as CKER, and then soccer by the mid 1890s. The word spread from Oxford, Cambridge circles and was used in Britain initially as a nickname to distinguish the sport, which became simply football there from rugby. It never fully dominated in the UK, but caught on strongly in the United States and places like Canada, Australia, and others where football already referred to American gridiron football. This helped soccer become the primary term in American English for association football.
Well, American.
Your fault.
Hey, man, not mine personally. I'm a Kiwi, as I say. To me, it is all
but
rugby.
you know,
Everything
when you're
else
going to
is
make
always
fun
cool.
of somebody for doing something, you better get your ducks in order.
Where did the ducks come from? Man, I hear you, but I think we can all agree football's football, soccer's for the birds. But it's fine.
Yeah. Except football. Oh, all righty. So
There we go.
all right.
There we
Is
go.
that
All
it?
right, buddy. Yeah, that's got to be it. I can.
Yeah,
I
you're
can,
baking away over there in the heat.
It's cooled down a little bit because the sun's gone down, but it's still pretty warm. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We will wrap up from there. And what do we have? Yeah. So thank you to our patrons, our newest patron, Carol Lehman. Lemon, and everybody in the chat. Thank you. Keeping it lively. And hopefully we'll have more experiences next week than we did Chitter Chatter, but you never know. John Thompson did text me. We have some more information that we'll probably be giving out soon, but John's already on top of it. But we had to get to the experiences. The natives are getting restless. But all right. That will do it for this week. Until next time, you know what you got to do.
Go push play.
What he said.
That's right.
Hey, Fred.
This has been a Hey Fred production with theme music by Jeff Bernhardt and Throne Vault Productions.